Hey everybody, NORCAM Jason here with
NORCAM Eddie, as I'm being told. This is my new moniker now.
Today we're going to goof around, play some video games. We're kind of using this as a model to kind of get people to come into the studio. If you're maybe a young kid and you are an old kid.
You point right at me, really? Very subtle.
We're children.
Subtlety.
As it would
Man
be.
Children.
And maybe this is a vehicle that we can plop you guys into and have some fun yourselves. So we're using this to educate the community on some different programmings that you can provide. So we'll waste no time. Today we're gonna play the NES classic Back to the Future, and I'm looking to see...
Why are you holding that thing like it belongs to the Smithsonian?
Because it does, because this is torture. I'm gonna let you play it.
If you are in your 30s, 40s, it's no mistake that any game that came out under the LGN umbrella is absolute garbage, so hopefully we can make this somewhat entertaining for you.
So without further ado, let's play the game.
Huey Lewis wasn't in the budget.
Hill Valley.
Oh, yeah.
To it. 4 lives.
I can already tell. Like, all right, what's my motivation here? I'm supposed to get those clocks.
Because you remember the famous scene where Marty tries to
ran up and down Hill Valley trying to collect clocks.
Avoid
What
the bees.
what is that? Is that a bee?
That is a bee.
I don't recall bees being in the movie.
I'm sure that was not.
Yeah,
Clocks and
clocks and what?
Biff 10 and a pink tank top, maybe?
What are they shooting at me?
Nobody knows.
Right, I can't.
Hula dancers.
This is like an anxiety attack for him.
It's a bowling ball and 2 gentlemen with glass.
They're just walking back and forth, pantomiming that they're holding glass. I don't know which is worse, the actual glass or someone that's walking back and forth, pantomiming that they could have glass.
And you're being timed on top of that. So it wasn't bad enough that you had this obstacle course to...
So way to add to my neurosis, I didn't even realize that. Okay, what am I tripping over the curb? Is that... Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're never making it to the next level. Right, I'm supposed to get these, so it's supposed to give me more time, but there's a young one with a hula and there's B. Okay, I thought we were playing Back to the Future, not My Girl.
Oh man, that's a little dark.
Yeah, no one's gonna get that reference. It was 1992, it turns out it was a really long time ago. He can't see without his glasses.
You avoided it.
Oh, I get it now. That's supposed to be the picture of him with his siblings. So.
Oh yeah.
Every time I fail.
Which never made sense to me because it always looks like a biker dude on the.
I was just
right.
yeah, and I don't recall his sister having blonde hair. Like, she looks like the mother from Jaws: The Revenge. I don't recall that look.
Flower pot in the middle of the street. Or...
I mean, that's a good place for it. All right, so. This is the thing about this game that makes 0 sense to me. Now, if I go down there, will I find the Ninja Turtles? Also,
is that a sewer, or I thought that was an oil slick or something?
There was a manhole. There was a manhole cover there. I tripped. The fate of my siblings is at the mercy of a curve, apparently. If anyone at all is watching this, they're completely losing. Oh, there! Now the glass magically appears.
Well, it's because you broke it.
Well,
now it appears.
Well, you know, I wasn't fully convinced that that was real glass.
Alright. Hey, you were the dancer for a minute. Get the bowling ball.
This is literally every nightmare come true for me. This is like that level in Super Mario 3 where it's like pushing you off the edge of the screen!
You can jump, yeah.
I don't think I have that capability here. Was that a potted plant?
Yeah. Or a trash can? Yes.
Okay. What is flying out of her hair? That's the most important question.
Is that a bubble?
I mean, get out of my way. I will grant them this, that this is still far less of a headache than Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I don't know if you ever played that.
I've not played that.
Yeah, I remember revisiting that. I think I was 28, and I actually got it from a video game store in Salem. My God, it's just the lack of logic in any of these old games.
So immersive. You feel just like you're watching the movie.
Yeah, you know, because we recall all these obstacles Marty had, you know, save for the whole mother having a crush on him thing. But there was lots of bees and clocks he had to collect, and girls with hula hoops and more bees. Yeah, and if I'm inside Jason's head right now, it's just one loud, like, Wilhelm scream right now. I can't believe you're so terrible at this.
No, I'm terrible at this too. I just wanted to see you fail at this too.
It's a good support system there, my friend. I wanted, this is kind of along the lines of like back in the day when, you know, Taco Bell and Burger King, McDonald's used to, you know, give away Batmobiles. I've never ever met a soul or even heard, like nobody came forward and had that Batmobile from Batman and Robin. I'm convinced it's not a real thing. However, that's on par with games like this. I have never met anyone who has actually successfully gotten out of this level.
I think I made it like once, and then it was just like you get to that point where you're like, I made it. What do I do? And then you immediately die.
That was Ghostbusters 2 for me. I think I beat the super level one time, and then it was like 5 seconds of tough luck, Marty. Looks like you're stuck here. Yeah. So I don't remember that part of the movie either.
Maybe they based this off of Eric Stoltz. Early cut.
It could have been if you don't avoid those gentlemen with the walking glass, and if you don't avoid those killer bees, man, you're gonna be stuck.
I'm gonna take a shot just because we gotta see if it can be done. All right.
Where's Doc? It can't be done.
Cannot be done. Let's see if I fare any better. I won't.
Jason had to go run his mouth about it. How horrible it was. But also, you're like less tense. I took my time travel responsibility much more seriously than you. We don't have time to be stuck in Hill Valley in the 1950s. There's no glass there. There's just none. I mean, you couldn't get Huey Lewis in the budget. Could you at least have put in like something that looks like glass there?
It's a video game.
Yeah, this was the 80s, kids. Our action figures didn't have details. We were lucky if our action figures even looked like the character from the TV show or the movie that we were actually bought it from. Remember the Tim action figure from Jurassic Park? Looked nothing like the actual actor that played Tim. Where is he getting all these bowling balls?
Yeah, I don't know. He's running pretty fast for a guy.
For a guy who's carrying literally 30 bowling balls. You know, I'm all for suspending your disbelief, but
I'm not getting the vibes of that movie in this at all.
I remember as a kid, just other kids and right into Nintendo Power, and it was just like a unanimous thing that like the company that produced, because it was this I think it was like solely this company that made like almost all the movie adaptation games.
Yeah.
And the consensus was basically like they were such a garbage company because their products were just so horrible.
I think it was just like, hey, we found somebody that can make a video game. Let's slap our label on it.
I want to say like probably 99% of the time it was usually like they developed a game and then a movie came out. It's like, well, we can slap that sticker on this puppy.
Well, yeah, it's like what's the Mario 2 where they just kind of re-slapped.
Yeah, because Mario 2 was supposed to be more like akin to like the first Mario game.
Yeah, it came out in Japan, but people were like, "That's too hard." These American kids.
I mean,
then he looked.
Yeah, clearly they never gave Back to the Future a chance.
Infinite supply of bowling balls.
Now,
did I make it? Hey! I don't know how I did it, but.
Well, I mean, your guy was carrying 30 bowling balls on him. I was more hyper-focused on the killer bees.
I love how
it's the same level.
It's the same level. Your reward for...
And not even, like, yeah. That hasn't even been, like, it's been like 2 seconds you already tripped over the curb.
Yeah, they plop you down with no energy level, and you're like, oh, well.
So it wasn't the real peril of time travel. It was not destroying the space-time continuum. It wasn't, like, this existential crisis of... oops, I met my parents before they had me. No, it was Marty has 2 left feet.
This is what Back to the Future would be.
I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love the movies, always have, but I mean, I'm getting so frustrated just vicariously watching you do this that I just want to sound off on Back to the Future. How do you meet your future son in the 50s and have him literally like as a kind of prophet, like foretell all these future events, and then not like how did George not wake up one day and was like,
what do you think the so what are they, 1955 to 85, so that's all right, mental math, that's 30 years? Yeah. Okay, so we're at like almost 20. I'm trying to think of like somebody random from high school, like would that have popped in my head? I mean,
if I had a kid and it looked like the guy that was trying to help me sleep with, you know, the neighborhood girl, I'm pretty sure I might remember him.
Like, sleep as in take a nap.
You take a nap.
More than that, children.
With your, you know, Ninja Turtle bed sheets and your, or perhaps New Kids on the Block. Maybe you had those Donnie Wahlberg or those, you know, Jordan Knight comforters or pillowcases. I'm not one to judge. I had Dune at one point.
Did you say Dune?
Dune. It was secondhand. So
wait, they make it.
Come with me as I paint this picture with my imagination brush.
This is not a.
So my uncle was probably like maybe like a decade or so. Like he was, you know, the surprise. So he was a younger guy when I was born. He apparently had bed sheets for the movie Dune. Not the.
I mean, I guess they make anything, but Dune is not one I would think that. I mean, like Rambo's a stretch, but I could get that. Like,
I mean, they had Freddy Krueger pajamas for children, so. I mean, I'm still trying to wrap. I mean, the whole Freddy phenomenon, I'm still trying to wrap my head around. But anyway, my grandmother was convinced it was Star Wars, so she said, "Your uncle has the Star Wars, like the comforter set that I think you should have." And when I read that it was Dune, I didn't know what Dune was, so I just immediately in my like 7-year-old brain and just decided like, they did do a prequel to Star Wars. It was called Dune.
Yeah, that's not a prequel.
No, it wasn't.
Well, we both stink at this game, rightfully so.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unanimous. I mean, you made it to the second.
The second first level.
The second first level.
But yeah, we're terrible at this. Perhaps a youth. Hey, youths.
A youth, perhaps even a youth.
What's up, youths? Would be better at this, better suited. So if you're sick of seeing us on your television.
How does this go from a potential show idea to a PSA? Like, we're really bad at our late 30s, pushing 40 at playing video games. Come to the studio and play. Is that really the campaign Rob's gonna get behind with us?
He might.
We're just gonna have a line of kids just being like, we want to play video games. Okay, do you want to film something? Not particularly. We're just. I sat and watched the two of you really struggle with that really antiquated movie adaptation.
Maybe they're not making a video game thing. Maybe they're making a French noir about
film noir.
Film noir.
French noir.
French noir.
I thought you were going somewhere
French
else.
noir.
I mean,
maybe they're making a French noir.
A cooking show, perhaps.
A French noir cooking show.
French noir cooking
which
show.
would be well better than any of the content we can provide for them. So if you're sick of seeing us on your television, come out, kick us out of place, keep us busy helping you make your own television show.
I'll take that Pepsi challenge, actually. I'll be fighting with the kids. Get out of here!
So I'm going to wrap it up for NORCAM Jason, for
NORCAM Eddie.
You've been watching NORCAM Game Time. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.